Good morning. The great philosopher and faith creator, Gautam Buddha said, "In separateness lies the world's great misery, in compassion lays the world's true strength." We are staged in a world so deeply immersed in geopolitical dissonance. Our dialects are hierarchical and pointed tools are slave keepers. Our weapon is mockery and our victory is treachery. Behold, we are a progressive world, for progress promises supremacy of thoughts and actions, of numb conviviality, of prejudiced camaraderie. We are conditioned to believe that all that manifests about us in the multiverses is our incidental ordeal of living, day in and out. We are made to feel empathetic, triggered, depressed, regaled, and successful alike. One emotion that can never be invoked unnaturally is compassion. It is ignited within self and propagates from a pure seat of selflessness and suffering. Today I am here to talk to you about the biggest tool in world making, that we, the change makers, the thought leaders, the visionaries of luminous futures, do not give enough credence to: compassion. If only we can call it a tool, for me it is a talisman for saving what is left of this world with grace, honor, and humility. The great Nelson Mandela said, "Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future." It is often perceived that being compassionate or being involved in the act of compassion renders you soft as a leader or a preserver. Quite contrary, compassion builds resilience, an astute focus, and an unconditional commitment to the work, the people, and the community in which we live and operate. Compassion doesn't come with terms and conditions. It exists incomprehensibly, showing us ways of the future that do not have world popularity and blessings of marketing moguls. Nevertheless, these ways are absolutes as they alleviate the current world of the burden it carries along with every passage of time. Leaders of this effervescent world, I watched Simon Sinek's talk on understanding empathy, and what struck to me was this: everyone has a capacity to be a leader. Doesn't mean everybody should be a leader or wants to be a leader. Being a leader comes with a huge amount of self-sacrifice. Remember that you are not in charge. You are responsible for those in your charge. It takes every ounce of courage to stand here amidst all of you and preach compassion. I am no Messiah and I've never wanted to be one. But yes, I'm a custodian of compassion, and I unequivocally believe that everything that I have built around my life, my people, my culture, my ambition, my failures, and my accomplishments, they all are my true gifts to self because they have come through incessant periods of suffering and unconditional love. Yes, the progress has been slow but not timid. Wealth has been humble and not majestic. True intentions have been put to test but never suspected. I have led not as a leader but as a partner, a son, a brother, a colleague, a friend, and a member of the community within which I thrive. Ever since time immemorial, compassion has come to my rescue and has never left my side. I am an extremely ambitious individual and my goals are set to the highest pinnacle. And yet, by dedicatedly working towards building the community together, moving as a collective, being an incubator for young people, I grow as my people grow. I do not have statistics to prove to you this growth, but I have many illustrious autobiographies situated and seated within this auditorium who would share this joy of growth with you. My esteemed colleagues, guests, and loved ones, as we build the world back from the intrusions of the virtual mirages, let us move beyond empathy and fathom how compassion works in simplest forms of our lives. Remember, we were all born with it, our mother's unconditional love. Speaking of motherly love, I would like to quote and extract from the long forgotten poem, "The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world," written by William Ross Wallace in 1865, who is a famous American author with roots in Scotland. celebrating the motherhood as the preeminent force of change in the world. Woman, how divine your mission! Here upon our natal sod, keep the young heart open, always to the breath of God. All true trophies of the ages are from mother love impearled, for the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Our birth is an involuntary act of compassion. Thus, this ability to love unconditionally innately resides within our souls. Over the years, as we grow wiser, if we may believe so, this ability gets obscured with larger temptations of the world. But every day that one phone call from our mother, one look at the photograph first thing in the morning, essential good mornings and good nights remind us that we still have the ability to be compassionate. For this virtue to lead us to be solving larger problems that exist in everyday pompous lives of ours. I am what I am of what my mother made me. My first true principle of design, pure joy, true story, heartwarming emotions, unfathomable amount of dedication, and an insurmountable passion to believe that I can create something and make it thrive. I am a breathing example of what my mother created, and 37 years later, she fills me with compassion, rigor, and purity of intentions every single morning. My name, my identity, connotes her unconditional love to me. To give life an inanimate context, to make its inactive inertia gain momentum, and keep nurturing it for the tides that swell and recede, is what I truly believe is the threshold of creating your brand, the extension of your DNA. Vairagya, a Sanskrit language word, finds its roots in Hindu mythology, describing a state of detachment or total renunciation of materialistic sense of being, and is associated with an ascetic way of life. An alternate thought leader, Sadhguru, gives us a contemporary etymology of the word. He says, Rag means color and Vai means beyond. Vairagya hence means beyond color. You have become transparent. If you have become transparent, if what is behind you is red, you turn red too. If what is behind you is blue, you turn blue too. If what is behind you is yellow, you turn yellow too. You are unprejudiced. Wherever you are, you become a part of that. Nothing sticks to you. Only if you are like this, only if you are in the state of Vairag, then you will dare to explore all dimensions of life when you live here. The second design principle I practice is compassion through color. Color stems from colos in Latin, meaning to cover or to conceal. Color has not been donned through cascades of time as an act of covering up our modest forms, but also has been referred to us as humans adapting multiple countenances and visages through our lives as well. Color has almost become a primal identity of origin, culture, habit, and habitat. We have learned to distinguish our varied skins and how they glow under the common sun. What if we decide to strip it all down, bare it to nothing, and become one with our original form? Becoming aware of a state where all is present but then everything is absent, where it all converges into one and then again emanates to infinity, where all colors merge to one single whole, the inclusive white, the eighth color of Atvaranga, a dimension of life which is beyond. Suffering with their purity, tone, depth, and consistency always evokes compassion and responsibility to start perceiving them as souls that breathe. Always associate a memory through a specific color. The connect is subliminal. My life is identified as a romance between mustard and indigo. As I draw to a close, I leave you with a memory that transformed me as an individual, a designer, a thinker, and a practitioner of compassion. There exist innumerable marvels across the many continents and seas, some blessed by nature and others attempted by those rare visionaries who create with nature at their very core. It is in nature's undulating compassion towards the natives of the earth that a site named Thermevals could be conjured within the subliminal alpine labs in Graubünden canton in Switzerland by master architect Peter Zumthor. Built out of sheer toil, dignity and respect, layer upon layer in the locally quarried Walser quartzite slabs, the thermal bath diminishes your ego to let it dawn that we exist as a lease from nature. Winds from the valley, soft tufts of cloud dots the autumn sky, and you're left to wonder, all immersed in pure minerals from the springs, that what if this life, if not this blissful? For there is compassion that thrives along, undiminished and incessantly. Thank you.